systems. NetBIOS is unpatched and is susceptible across the entire network. You want a ton of shells in each system, and you want to see which system is vulnerable. Now this part, I will admit, is one of the parts that basically is not much. I wrote it, what's that? Something's in this water, because I practice this upstairs in the house, in the room. I'm like, okay, let's pop a box. Let's pop a box. There it goes. Let's pop a box. That's exactly right. If anybody saw me yesterday, I was destroyed. So I think I'm trying to recap from that. Whew. So Metasploit has an auto-own functionality in it, and I worked with HD on this real quick to try to really automate it. It's again nothing spectacular in this part. It just kind of automates the Metasploit's auto-own process. If you're familiar with that, what it does is it performs an mmap scan against hosts, finds out what port is open on it, and then automatically tries exploits based off of those exploits based off of those ports. And all I did, it's like 15 or 20 commands that you have to type in or something like that. So I just automated the process with it. So we're just going to attack specifically port 135. A little bit of a delay as it loads up MSF console. As you can see here, it's starting the mmap. And command shell session 1 opened, which is always good, right? There we go. It was 130. Did it exploit that, or was it another one? I'm not sure. I don't know which exploit it was. I just could have did a -V to find out. Okay, so a little bit about FastTrack before I actually go into and go through the tools again, kind of show you a little walkthrough. But FastTrack has an update script in it so that it automatically pulls the latest repositories for it. So if you just go to FastTrack's web GUI and you go to the updates menu here, you can actually go through and update FastTrack. And what it also does is when I really originally conceived FastTrack, Backtrack was still in Slackware, and a lot of the tools out there were pretty rough to update. So what I did was I also allow you to update Metasploit, Aircrack NG, NIC2 plugins, W3AF, SQL map, and all the latest Millworm exploits. So if you want to keep up to date with all the latest tools and that type of thing, you just go to update everything, and it actually updates the rest of your information up to the latest repository. And so FastTrack now is Subversion, so it only pulls up a couple of file changes and everything that does that. So it's really quick, really fast, and it's up there, and we'll give you the link at the end of the day, or in the talk. There's different modes of FastTrack. There's the web GUI that you see here with the cool blinky lights, but there's also different other menus. There's also command line interface as well as interactive mode. And the command line interface is used if you want to do some sort of scripting, and the interactive mode is more of a menu driven. So if you just launch FastTrack itself, you get interactive mode, command line mode, and GUI mode, and you can also specify it on different port numbers or whatever you want to. Let's just do the interactive mode real quick. I tried to break them up into different menus, external hacking and internal hacking, exploits, SQL ownage, payload generator, and a bunch of other ones out there that you can use. And it's all the same type of syntax, just walking through the menus. Let's just do a quick one for SQL ownage. And we'll do error-based SQL injection. And we're going to attack a URL. We're going to go after 10.211.55.5. And it's going to want to know what type of payload we want. And so we can do the custom packed FastTrack reverse payload AV safe. Good job, antivirus. Metasploit reverse VNC inject, TCP bind shell, and various other ones. We'll just do the reflective reverse VNC. Or let's do interpreter shell. Interpreter shell sounds good. Get a little saucy. You need to know what port to connect it back on. So in this process, it's doing the import the 64K bypass that we presented at DEF CON, the most previous DEF CON. So that's importing that, actually delivering it out to the system, turning on XP command shell if it's disabled, rebuilding it if it's not, turns off data execution prevention, and sends over the chunk version of our payload. There we go, we got a nice interpreter console. Boom. Command line mode's very similar. You do -C, and it has all the tools listed up there. So all you have to do is do -C, and if you want to do the MS SQL brooter, for example, click on that. You want to do a quick brute. Let's do a quick wordless brute. FastTrack comes with a built-in one. It's under bin dict. Didn't sound right. It is on tape. Can we cut that part out? It's under bin bleep. What's that? Pop-up box via command line. Pop-up box via bin dict. Oh, I love you guys. So we can see here we actually compromised the system the same one we did before with username SA, password to password, using a dictionary tag. So you can use your own precompiled dictionary tags. It's very quick. It's multi-threaded. Also, you know, it's pretty straightforward and simple. And you can comb entire Class Bs. A lot of times we do pen tests for Fortune 500s. That's the majority of our base of our clients, and we always find them on here. So always good ones. You think they learn after 2 years. We'll just do it with reverse VNC again. I'm just changing the port number each time, no reason. I mean, you can have it connect back to it each time you want to. So just another explanation of what's going on here. It's sending our initial bypass attack, the 64K restriction debug bypass, and then it's going to actually send the rest of the payload, and then we pop the box. So for more information on FastTrack, you can go to http://www.thepentest.com. That has the latest SVN repositories. It also has a wiki, a bug tracker, so if you guys notice bugs or you want feature ads on there, definitely go up into that. If you want FastTrack right now, go to SVN, http://svnthepentest.com/FastTrack, and you can download this sweet tool right now. Coming soon in 4.1, a rewrite of Metasploit's auto-own. Right now, basically, it doesn't allow, when you're doing the auto-own, it's single-threaded, so it's going through and running exploit in parallel, and it doesn't allow you to interact with it. And so basically what we're going to end up doing is rewriting it so it pulls all the exploits out of the Metasploit framework, uses a multi-handler, and then actually as you're running the exploits, you can interact with them as you're going on, as well as allow you to do whatever type of payload you want to, because right now it's a bind shell. So right now we're going to change it so that you can do GUI, whatever you want to do. Adding query string parameters into the SQL ponage. 4 new exploit rewrites as universal. As exploits usually come out, I usually try to do that. Adding in a whole new Oracle exploitation module for it, both with highly automated stuff that's really going to try to pen test that, as well as single hits. If you're trying to evade any type of IDS or IPS or anything like that. But overall, that's it, guys. I appreciate your time. SecureState.com. That's it for Popping the Box.
Thanks, appreciate it. Great job, Dave. Way to redeem yourself to death.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks.
We were yelling over here, we would turn around and see the guy go, not hearing us.
One day, man.
You didn't know he was back there.
Sounds good, man.
I had no idea he was underneath there.
That's what I was laughing at.
No.
Put his hand out.